Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And today, we are talking about the Thunderbolts, asterisk.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Thunderbolts.
Not the Thundermans. That's a Nickelodeon TV show.
That's the next reboot.
Yeah.
Kevin
Thundermans,
Feige.
asterisk.
Kevin Feige's already talking to Nickelodeon, saying we're going to make something great out of this. We're going to enter them into the MCU as if they were always there.
My friend also made the mistake when I said, anyone seen the Thunderbolts yet? And they said, isn't that a Nick show? It's like, no.
They did it backwards.
No.
Isn't that a Pee Wee soccer team? Yeah, we all went and saw the Thunderbolts this past weekend, opening weekend, as a family.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we did that. So we're going to talk about it.
Yes.
But before we do that,
Geeky Weeks.
let's talk about our Geeky Weeks. What has anyone done besides going and see the Thunderbolts? You can't use that. I've just excluded
Dang
it.
it. That's one of mine.
Well, even though it's been 2 weeks since we recorded,
That's right.
I don't remember anything.
It's been a busy 2 weeks.
Except for the thing we did, like, right before going to see the Thunderbolts, which was Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good
Yeah.
day. Any day that you can get free comic books is a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't read any of the ones I picked up yet, but I do remember there was a Tamagotchi one that I got, and a Black Mirror San Junipero one that I got. So, those are exciting.
I got
I think
a Def
I
Leppard
got
one.
the Minecraft manga too.
Oh,
So,
did you?
Yeah,
I was
because
gonna
nobody
get
else
that.
got it.
I was going to get it, but it opened the wrong way, so...
Well, yeah.
And it was black and white.
Yeah, that tends to happen in manga.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that. As a left-handed person, I can't open books that way.
But it makes sense that, wouldn't you do that?
Yeah. Be easier
Don't try
for
to
me.
make sense of left-handed people. So who wants to kick off the Geeky Week?
Oh, I already did.
After Amber said she didn't do a whole lot except for Free Comic Book Day. What about you, Danny?
What was Amber done?
I think so.
Oh,
Is Amber
okay.
ever done?
Hey, I've been doing well lately.
Well, I went.
Wait a second.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
I went to Free
Sorry.
Comic Book Day too. I got some cat ones, and I think I got an Umbrella Academy one and a few others. But they're in the back of Mom's car, so I have not read them.
With our Squishmallows.
Yep. But other than that, I've been grinding out some Overwatch Stadium mode, which is
What is
it's
that?
a new mode where there's perks and you make a build and you get points every round, and it's kind of like runes from League of Legends, but you get to do a new perk every round.
Oh.
So that's pretty fun.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm
It's like League of Legends arena mode, it sounds like. Or TFT.
Yeah, I'm a Moira main, so I just buff her orbs. So I have sometimes 5 orbs flying around at once
Whoa.
with buff stats.
Rocket Raccoon can do that regular. Sorry.
Okay. But I saw Thunderbolts. That's about it.
We said you weren't allowed to do that.
That's right.
That's about as
Broke the rules.
geeky
You
I
get a
get
demerit.
in my final season. That's it for me.
All right. I've started an audiobook, nice and geeky audiobook called Play Nice by Jason Schreier. And he's the guy who has written Blood, Sweat, and Pixels, which was a real good book about the video game industry. And then he followed that up with Press Reset, another good video game type thing. That was about like companies that had failed, that had like had to regroup or something, all in the tech space. And Play Nice is all the telling of Blizzard Entertainment, and it's pretty good. Talking about their early days and their merger with several different other companies along the way, and the good things that happen, the bad things that happen. I think the subtitle is The Rise, Fall, and Future of Blizzard Entertainment. And it tells some really good behind-the-scenes stories of some of the biggest games in the history of video games.
Does it talk about Overwatch?
It talks about Project Titan, which became something else, which became Overwatch. I just got to 2016, 2017 in the book, so...
That's when Overwatch came out.
Yep, that's where it's at.
Whoa.
We're talking about it right now. But it's neat to hear about some of the things that they tried and some of the things that they perfected, like taking other games that were good and then just making them a lot better. And except for in one place where they said, no, we don't have to worry about that whole MOBA thing. Like, that's not a big deal. And then they...
What, like it's not going to be a big game type, or they're not going to have competition?
Well, they thought it wasn't going to be a big type, and then by the time they decided, oh, this is a thing, let's go ahead and make a thing, it came out third place, and they weren't used to being something in third place, so they're like, forget that.
Wait, they made WoW?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they weren't used to that.
And Diablo.
Oh, yeah, they weren't used to that at all.
Warcraft, StarCraft. The game that became what Legend or Dota, right? They made the game that someone modded, and that mod became Dota.
Oh.
So their own game was the creator of MOBAs.
Oh.
And then they're like, oh. And actually, the guy Ice Frog, have you ever heard of Ice Frog?
No.
He's, I think, the one that made Dota 2. After being like prolific in Dota, Blizzard invited him. He came with a bunch of ideas that sounded more like demands, like we need to do this, 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 and this. And they're like, hey, you're too big for your britches. You go away. And then Valve. Then Valve hired him.
Crazy.
And Valve made Dota 2. But even learning about the like how the South Koreans became so enthralled with StarCraft, that became their like big game for esports and stuff, to the point that they started their own esports alliance or league, yeah, their own, I don't know what you would call it, but organization, yeah. And how that all happened, because I guess they went through like a depression or something there, and a lot of people got fired, and to rebuild the economy, they decided they were going to go heavy into communications. So they gave the whole country high-speed internet, but none of them had jobs, so they were going to internet cafes and playing games online. So that was pretty neat. But yeah, it's a great book so far. I've read all three of his books, or the two previous books. This is third that I've read. So big fan.
Let me know when he does a breakdown on Riot Games.
He talked about the start of it.
Oh.
The two people that started it and how they got bought by
Tencent.
Yep. But yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff going on, from like people leaving this company to form this company, and people leaving that company to form this company.
Wait, so the people who started Riot came from Blizzard?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But they were mentioned in there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, good stuff. Makes me want to go back and play some WoW.
Wow.
But that's about it, other than playing some of the other normal games, but still being busy. Sorry we missed you all last week. Hope you enjoyed our replay, our flashback to the demo of Crashlands 2.
Oh, topical.
Good one.
Yeah, topical. Throwing a little shout out to the Shenana Boys. And we're ready to talk about this week, which is Thundermans.
Oh.
Thunderbolts.
What's it actually called?
Thunderbolts asterisk. Now, should we just go ahead and warn people of spoilers now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we can talk openly.
We're covering the new Avengers.
That was your warning.
Yeah. Hope you clicked
that what
off
they're
fast
called?
enough.
Yeah, that's right. The New Avengers.
That's what they're called.
That's what they're called.
Thus the asterisk.
Well, at the premiere, they announced the new name. Okay, they tore apart the poster and everything. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I didn't see that.
it's weird. Somehow I'm seeing all of the stuff from the premiere after watching the movie, which is funny.
So we all went and saw the movie. Where do we want to start on this? Like, how about expectations? We all
Okay.
saw
Yeah.
previews, and the previews were all the same, funny punchlines.
I don't even know if I saw any preview except for the first preview.
Yeah. I didn't keep up on the trailers.
Yeah.
I remember the scene out in the desert with the limo, and the "I'll sleep when I'm dead," and then
Maybe I didn't see any of the previews.
and John Walker in the back saying, "I'd prefer if I didn't die today." That line was in the previews. That was a good punchline. What else? What else was in the previews or in the trailers?
You're asking the wrong people, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I know. A lot of it was the Alexi
Oh, just
Walking-
a lot of his jokes.
walking around his apartment cleaning up because his daughter's coming to see him, and talking about how busy he is, how he's so full, so filled. So that was definitely
That was a good line.
definitely prominent in the trailers. So that's you hope that you're going to see a movie that isn't just those punchlines.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I'll say that although those were great lines, those weren't just the punchlines. It was a nonstop. I would say as much a humor movie as it was an action movie.
And even like beyond that too.
A little sappy.
Like, yeah, I'll basically paraphrase what Julia Dreyfus.
Julie
Louis?
Louise Dreyfus.
Oh, I was so close. What Veep said about the movie. Well, I saw an interview with her where they were like, "Hey, no offense, but you don't seem like the type of person who's seen every single Marvel movie." And she's like, "No, I haven't. I really haven't seen any of them. Just kind of the ones that were essential for my character." And she said the nicest things about the movie. She was like, "It's more than just an action movie. It's got the humor that you want in a Marvel movie. It's got the action that you want in a Marvel movie. But beyond that, it's like a good story. Like it's got a storyline the entire way through, and it doesn't lose that. And there's a lot of drama and a lot of like things to take away from the movie." So,
Character arcs.
I thought that was really cool for her to say, despite not knowing anything about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, of course, it's the one that she's in.
Yeah.
This is the one to go see. This one's got it all.
But it does. I agree with her with that.
And when we were leaving the theater, did you say, has she been in something before?
Me?
Yeah. Or what has
I
she
know
been
who
in
she
before?
is.
Okay. I thought someone was asking what they'd been in before. She was in Saturday Night Live?
In Saturday Night Live? What do
Yeah.
you mean in? The movie?
Huh?
No,
What?
the TV
On the show?
Yeah. I think for one season
Oh, before Seinfeld?
before Seinfeld, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Little.
I've not really seen her in anything. I just know that she's in Veep and Seinfeld.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's obviously good in everything she does, and she played a good character in this one that had
Yeah.
an arc, but
Kind of a crazy one.
not one that ever redeems itself. Just keeps
No.
on getting by and getting away with stuff.
I wouldn't say she's had an arc yet. I say she's still climbing. She's climbing. Or maybe descending? I don't know. However you want to look at it.
Yeah, one of those people that can get pooped on and the poop turns out to be gold,
Right. Insanely lucky there.
So yeah, more than just a superhero movie. I think one of the lines that she did have in the trailer that was kind of pivotal was, the Avengers aren't coming back. The Avengers aren't here. They're not coming back. so we need somebody else to save us. Now, in the trailers, it kind of looked like she was forming this superhero group to, be the next Avengers, which she wasn't, but she did.
Unintentionally.
So I thought that was a really cool happenstance, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer made it look like she was, what was she talking to Congress or
founding
something like
member
that?
of everything. Yeah.
And she was lobbying for the superhero group, which was a bunch of misfits that were coming together to, to become a team. The team that Alexi always wanted to be a part of.
Right.
So the trailer did a good job of disguising the fact that she was just pure evil. she was a bad guy.
I mean, we did see, this isn't her first appearance. She was in the end credit scene of Black Widow.
Right.
Where, she's recruiting Yelena at Natasha's gravesite, which is crazy. So.
And wasn't she the ex-wife of the Shield guy?
I have no idea.
Remember the Shield guy that was the Hobbit? Remember the Hobbit guy that played Shield? I thought she was his ex-wife or something.
Oh.
And there was a movie, I forget, all these movies and TV shows. It might have been a TV show where he was jogging like in the woods of Arlington or something, and she pulls up beside him. It might have been the Winter Soldier and Falcon TV show or something. But I thought she was the ex-wife of him.
Maybe?
Valentina.
Yes, you are correct.
Whoa.
She is. This is crazy that Google knows what I'm searching. I Google search is Valentina Martin Freeman's ex-wife because I have no idea who he plays. But Google, thank you Time Magazine, was able to tell me that yes, she is the ex-wife of Everett Ross.
Wow.
There it is.
I guess she is in Black Panther Wakanda Forever as his ex-wife. So I guess she's in that.
Oh, okay, that must have been what I saw. Right. Ask Google if the girl from Seinfeld was ever married to the Hobbit.
I'm not asking Google that.
Or Bilbo Baggins.
It's like the TikTok trend, Danny. I'm so hungry I could eat Bilbo Baggins. Anyways.
So other than the trailers that you guys might not have seen, what other expectations did you have?
I think for me personally, at first, I was not the most excited about it. Because like a lot of the other Marvel movies recently, it was like pushed back a couple of times, and they had like all these like, I don't know, just scheduling things that happened. But as it grew closer to the movie, I was like, wait, I'm actually really excited about this. Even though I wasn't really following it, I was just like, kept seeing the posters, and I was like, wait, that's soon. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, no, I was definitely really excited to see it by the time it came out.
What about you, Danny?
I didn't really know much about it other than just some people coming together, and I remember I liked Yelena from Black Widow movie, so I was excited for that.
Did you see Hawkeye?
The show?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen any of the shows.
Oh.
So.
Well, she's in that. She's really funny in that too.
Mm.
These movies are relying more on the shows too. Like they're requiring a little bit of watching of them. But yeah, everybody likes a good misfits come together to do great things movie, like The Sandlot or Bad News
Guardians
Bears.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great formula. It works. And in this case it worked. But you don't want it to just be that. You don't want it to just be misfits that come together. So they've got some external things happening. We got a pretty big opening sequence of all the people fighting each other. But before we got there, let's stop off real quick to talk about. I think it was in the middle of their, testimony at Congress or whatever with, who was it? Congressman Gary was asking questions of everybody. I like Congressman Gary. He's a cool character, and they were talking about the happenings all over the world and how we needed somebody to protect us, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But they were talking about the Oscorp or something, or Oztech.
Yeah.
They were throwing out some names. They were dropping names, and one of the names that they dropped was the Century Project. And I was like, oh, this is how we get this is how we get the X-Men into the MCU. We got one of them in there, kind of. Let's get the rest of them in there. How are we going to do it? And I thought they were, in the absence of the Avengers, they were going to bring the Sentries in, which I was mistaking for the Sentinels.
Oh.
So when they said the Century Project, I thought they were talking about creating the Sentinels, but no, they were making the golden serum, the golden super serum or something, which didn't get really revealed until we have this big fight where all these misfits are trying to fight each other and basically kill each other, which I thought was a really neat scene where they weren't targeting each other. They were targeting like in a round robin fashion.
It's like,
Yeah,
I'm trying
they
to
were set
kill
up.
you, and you're trying to kill him, and he's trying to kill me. Wait. Hold on.
Right, and who was it? Was it Anya or the ghost that was going after somebody?
Ava.
And John Walker, or Ava. John Walker said, "Oh, you're coming to kill me?" And she said, "Get over yourself." But yeah, that was a great action-packed sequence that had a little tiny reveal happen with a crate opening and a human coming out of it.
And also, we were lied to in the marketing of this movie a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because in every single picture, every single poster of this movie, we've got, and we said we were going to spoil, so here we go. Taskmasters in every single promotional image for this movie.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think she really makes an impact in this movie.
Well, including the big, I don't know, 15-foot tall poster that was while we were waiting to get popcorn in line right there in front of us. And I'm looking at everybody, and, Mom's like, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, that's Ghost." "And who's that?" "That's Taskmaster." And then she points at some guy that's like in a headlock, and she said, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And it turned out to be Robert Reynolds. Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Bob.
But he was kind of obscured a little bit, and you couldn't really see him other than he had a shaggy hair and just kind of a plain face. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
And from my impression of the movies, I thought he was going to be a much more villainous villain. So the promotion of this movie was really crazy.
Yeah, because they didn't show the big bad. There's a big bad in the previews because they showed some of the zapping of people just briefly.
No, I definitely saw him as Void in the trailers.
Oh, really?
In pictures, yeah.
Yeah, I think you see him kind of like from behind or something, and you don't know.
Oh, no. What it is you see him after he gets, like, shot up. And his, like, outfit is all torn and stuff, and he starts floating.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what they show.
Gotcha.
So from my interpretation, I thought he was going to be a lot more evil. And I mean, in a way he was, but in the end, he's a big softie.
Right. He just needs to be on the right meds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this Bob character comes out of nowhere. Everybody kind of figures out that they've been played, and they're all there to kill each other to kind of remove all the evidence.
And hey, there's Bob.
And there's Bob, who's a likable guy, but nobody knows what he's doing there, how he got there in the first place. And he's just like, "Hey, I just woke up here." And I had heard at some point that Sentry was going to be in this, and the only thing I know Sentry from is Contest of Champions. And then as soon as I remembered Sentry, I was like, oh, but there's like an anti-Sentry. And then in his little, I guess it's not a monologue, but his little discussion with Yelena about his, his personality problems and his emotional problems, he talks about, how do you get rid of the void? And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the dude's name.
Oh.
That's the anti-Sentry.
Void.
Yep. And Sentry in the comics, when he comes out, because of that golden serum or whatever, he's kind of the equivalent of Superman because he's got the cape.
Yeah.
And he's just uberly big and strong and powerful.
Right.
So when I saw this guy, I was like, he's not that big. I don't know how he's going to get big enough to be Sentry, but we'll see. And he gets his shirt ripped off at some point, and I'm like, dude, the dude's jacked. He's absolutely jacked.
Yeah, they have him in these like loose scrubs this whole time.
But even after they put him in a superhero suit, it's still obscured. But yeah, he had a good. I like his character.
Yeah.
He's got not multiple personalities, but almost like a bipolar type.
Yeah, I would say he's pretty representative of bipolar disorder.
A little unstable. And you feel for the guy.
Which made him survive the experiments, I guess. I guess that part of, or something about him. He was the only one who survived the Sentry Project.
His regular use of recreational drugs.
Maybe.
It was slight work for him.
Or not even recreational drugs, like hard drugs. that built up his tolerance to this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you kind of, in one case, and this character came out in 2000, so in the grand scheme of things, he's a relatively new character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And 2000 is still 25 years ago, so he's not a new character, but in the grand scheme of things, he's kind of new.
Fantastic Four's coming out next. Those are old.
Right. And and you're kind of worried about, okay, we see a guy with a cape and great hair, and you think, we don't need another, like, super uber dude.
Yeah.
Why is he showing up to the party this late in the sequence? But that's only just because I played him in Contest of Champions. Mm-hmm. You see how powerful he is, but you don't know his backstory. So seeing this movie and seeing the backstory,
yeah,
sure, it's the super serum is kind of a cop out. Like, they even made fun of it. Like, oh, what serum did you get?
Yeah.
I had the Hydra serum. Oh, Hydra
I had
good.
Russian.
Russian better. We are the same, you and me. So they even make fun of this the fact that it's just too easy to make a superhero, right? All you need to do is have a couple geeks in a lab, and next thing you know, you got a superhero. Mm-hmm. So why is there a dozen of them and not a million of them? But the backstory, his kind of troubled past, and that's what Marvel, I've said it all along, that's what Marvel did right over the years, is put struggle into the characters. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes, something more than just kryptonite, right?
Right.
A piece of my home planet is what makes me weak. Oh, boo-hoo.
Hey, you don't have a dark version of yourself inside your brain telling you to be evil all the time, telling you you're lonely.
Right. So I like the inclusion of this character, and looks like we're going to be seeing more of him.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Now, what'd you guys think of Mel?
Okay. I know. I think I know where you're going towards. That her name is Mel, and Songbird is also Melissa or something.
What?
Melanie? Something like that. I don't know.
Tell us who Songbird is.
She is the founder of the Thunderbolts in the comics.
Oh.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm on Thunderbolts TikTok right now.
Me too.
Every time there's a Marvel movie, I'm on all the the theory TikToks. I love it. But yeah, so people think that Mel, who in this movie is just Valentina's little assistant, they think because she has the same name as this comic book character, Songbird, is going to become Songbird. I don't know anything about her, though. Oh, she has, like, vocal cord powers?
You would assume so. With a name like Songbird.
I think she was, like, experimented on and, like, got, like, modified vocal cords or something. So maybe, like, a little
She took the Taylor Swift serum.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. But she was cool in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She playing a little undercover, playing both sides.
Yeah. It's like, Sebastian Stan, butt job. Sorry, buddy.
I had heard that Baron Zemo started the Thunderbolts.
Oh, she dated him, apparently.
Oh, okay. So that's all part of the same story.
Yeah. But Baron Zemo is a computer. Right? In our Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, he was the computer?
No.
Or no, that was someone else.
That's someone else. Baron Zemo is the dancing guy from the TV show that you didn't watch.
The dancing guy?
He got famous for dancing.
In real life?
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, okay.
He's supposed to be this uberly bad guy, and he was like disco dancing or something. I don't know. But I think
this guy. Yeah.
He was in one of the Avengers movies where they captured him, and
he was in Civil War.
Yeah, they were questioning him in that little box. But then I don't know what happened to him. He escaped or something, because then they met up with him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. But yeah, I just saw a little clickbait saying Marvel dropped the ball on this storyline, but ended up telling a good story about the
Apparently
Thunderbolts.
he was in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in the background somewhere?
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing him.
It just said he was in it.
Maybe he was sliding into Mel's DMs.
Right? I don't see any pictures of him, but he's like credited as being in the movie. Maybe it was like a fake out. Maybe he was like in the trailers or something. I don't know. Anyways.
Now besides getting deeper into Valentina's story, did this, and besides Bob, this movie didn't really have anybody new show up, right?
Right.
I mean, as far as like superheroes or something. Like this is just a combination, just like the Avengers was a combination of a bunch of characters from other MCU movies coming together to form a team. It's kind of the same thing. We got some good guys, some bad guys, all coming together to form a team. So that really just makes Bob the standout as far as someone being added to the storyline, which is going to be building up as we get closer and closer to whatever the next big, what the end game version of this series is.
I have an idea.
What's that, Doomsday? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I think so.
Or Doom, something Doom. Something to do with Doom.
Not Galactus?
Avengers Doom Days. Oh, yeah. Well, who knows how that's all going to happen. But we did get a good trailer for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, new footage I haven't seen before.
And then we did get an end credit scene about the Fantastic Four, which I thought for sure as soon as they said, and did you know that end credit scene was filmed like a month ago?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody is saying, who gave Winter Soldier a Dyson Airwrap?
I saw that.
Because his hair
was
like
styled.
Yeah.
Because
I
it
wonder
said
if
like 18.
if he has an arm attachment.
It said like 18 months later, right? Mm-hmm. When that scene came up. Mm-hmm. And I think they filmed it like at the premiere or something like that, or they filmed it during the filming of Doomsday or something.
And that's why David Harbour does not have the big old beard.
Right.
Because he's got to be shaved for, what's it called?
Stranger Things.
That one.
Yeah.
They're like, hey guys, can you come into the studio for like a week?
Yeah. So they just filmed that recently, and when they got the everybody's together and there's some bloop 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 on the screen, and they're like, oh, something's in outer space coming towards us. I was like, oh, it's got to be a Silver Surfer.
Okay, so I was a freak and I was watching the credits, right? And then they go to the music part and it's like, oh, this song, Avengers theme, Fantastic Four theme, and I'm like, Fantastic Four theme,
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
in the trailer,
And it was at
like,
the end, and it was kind
what?
of off-centered from the rest of the songs too.
Yeah, I was like,
Little sneak peek.
Fantastic Four trailer, and then, of course, they have to do the credits for the end credit scene in the regular credits. So that's when the theme happened.
Yep. And yeah, so we see the Fantastic Four's spaceship coming towards them. So are we still thinking that's another universe that happens in that movie, but then somehow they end up coming towards
I've heard that
626
it's
or whatever it is.
confirmed that Fantastic Four is its own separate universe. And in that universe, the Fantastic Four are the only superhumans in their timeline.
That makes
So
sense.
it's a different timeline. But Reed Richards is the smartest man alive, and
they are defenders of the Earth.
yeah. So he's definitely researching multiverses and stuff.
Well, can I just say I'd like to live in that universe?
The Fantastic Four universe,
Yeah, it's pretty.
it's really pretty.
I like the
I cannot wait for that movie.
Retro robot.
I love retro futuristic stuff.
Yeah.
I like what the 50s thought the future was going to be. They were completely wrong, and I'm upset about that.
They should make a Disney park based on that.
The future that they were hoping for, yeah, turned out just to be a dirtier, more corrupt version of what the Earth already was.
Come on, why isn't everything made of plastic now? Maybe because it's killing the planet.
Are you referencing the fact that the plastic maker was the lead sponsor of Tomorrowland?
Oh,
Yeah, and they made the plastic houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they didn't make plastic straws.
Yeah, no, Disney's against that now.
I got a straw the other day that was sealed off on one end.
That's a pixie stick.
Yeah, it was exactly what it was.
that's when you just bite it. You bite it a little and it pops open.
Yeah, it didn't pop open. I got it from Taco Bell.
You gotta keep scissors with you then.
I asked for diet soda, and they gave me a straw that I couldn't drink through. So I'm like,
They gave you a diet straw.
you might as well give me the real
don't
soda.
drink it.
Yeah, what else about this movie? Anybody got a topic they want to chat about?
Oh. I would call this one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's right up there with the original Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. That's number one. No, I would say my favorites are the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and this is a Guardians of the Galaxy movie on Earth with different characters.
Okay.
I that's like the level this movie is that like it's got the funniness, it's got the fighting, but it's also, I feel like the Guardians movies tackle the most like personal issues, and that's kind of where this one falls. Is like it's all about, you know, like a ragtag group of people that don't really like each other have to work together, and then oh yeah, no, we're not alone anymore. So I think it's Guardians of the Galaxy number 4.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I really liked the void scenes, and
Yeah.
I think it gave us some dark history for some people. And some people are like, where's Bucky's void scene? And apparently they had a scene filmed, but Sebastian Stan was like, guys, give Bucky a break. We've already seen plenty of his torture. Leave it out. Give him a break. So
Yeah, those are pretty good.
I feel a little bit bad for Sebastian Stan because of Marvel Rivals. If you didn't know, well, he's the only character in this movie that's in Marvel Rivals currently, the Winter Soldier. They did a promotional video ad promoting a skin in Marvel Rivals based on the Thunderbolts Bucky. And in the video, they have him say, "Armed and dangerous. Watch the movie again and again and again." And those are his like ultimate voice lines. So but he says it in this so deadpan way. But in the game, he's like, "Armed and dangerous again." But now I guess a lot of the people, like, there was an interview where someone was like, "Oh, do you get a lot of people screaming 'armed and dangerous' at you?" And he's like, "No, I get this and this." And they were like lines from the Winter Soldier movies. And so dude probably does not have any idea what this is. He's like, "I was just paid to say the script, promote this thing on Marvel Rivals. That's it." Like, poor guy.
Oh, I get it, because he's got an arm. That's why he's armed and dangerous.
but he has to wash it in a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember seeing that in the trailers.
Yeah, but the void scenes were good. It gave you a good... Like, that could almost be its own video game. Like a Until Dawn type game that...
Where you have to battle through your memories.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That reminds me. I saw Until Dawn. I didn't talk about that in my Geeky Week. But we don't want to talk about that because Amber would be upset.
I just don't like the way they did it, but I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't really judge.
Yeah. They made it video gamey. Like it had...
What, like Jumanji?
No. No, I don't think... Well, the people knew that they were in a game, basically.
So, Jumanji.
Because it had a game loop. It had predictable outcomes, and people were trying to,
choose the correct, like a choose your own adventure type thing.
Yeah, but like if one person died, and you're not happy that one person died, you're just like, all right, let's all just die.
What?
Stop the playthrough and start the next playthrough until they figured out there's repercussions for that. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie.
Well, I saw a theory. Back to the podcast topic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry,
I saw a
just pulled an
theory
Amber.
that what if MJ got voided and saw a scene of her and Peter, and that's how
I met my cat for a second. I'm like, MJ, what bad things have you done?
MJ got voided and saw a scene of Peter, and that's how she remembers him.
Oh. I did see stuff about that. The one that I saw was like Spider-Man chilling in his apartment and then reliving the worst experiences of his life.
Also, can New York get a break? New York and Washington, D.C. need a break. If I was in this universe, I would move far away.
Move to like Montana or something. Yeah. Hawkeye had it right. Wherever his little farmhouse was.
Every 5 years, they're getting a building falling apart, and they probably rebuild it. It's like, oh, here comes another group again.
Right.
Well, they just rebooted the West Coast Avengers in the comics. That's one of my favorite comic spin-offs back from the 80s, 90s. So,
You mean like against Godzilla? Oh wait, no, that's different. Never mind.
I don't know.
Sorry, no, I was looking at the comic book website today.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Everything's against Godzilla. And Marvel right now.
It wasn't West Coast. It was the original New Avengers or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Versus Godzilla. Which apparently has Spider-Woman in it. Anyways.
Yeah, take it easy on New York and D.C. Let's get South Carolina under some distress.
Whoa.
Okay.
What do you have against South Carolina?
We're going to void all the fast food workers in South Carolina. Make them rethink their life's choices. Don't put hair in the hamburgers.
Ew.
That's a real turnoff. In case you didn't know, that's a real turnoff. Hair in the hamburgers. And that's not a euphemism for something. That's a literal...
Ew.
That's a literal thing.
Okay.
I think that is a sign that it's time for our final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Where would you guys rank this in your, like, favorites?
Wait, before we go there,
Oh, okay.
there's one void scene that we didn't get to see that I really want to see.
The little girl?
The little girl.
I know.
Best
I told-
audience reaction since the Minecraft movie.
See her. I want to see her like 4 days younger, stealing a cookie from the cookie jar.
Yeah,
That's what-
that could have been
that's
an
what I said to
after
Danny.
credit scene.
Oh, did you?
I said, what did this girl do? Steal her sister's teddy bear?
Could have been such a good after credit scene of her just, what's going on?
That was probably the best. What'd you call it, Danny? Crowd reaction, like total
Yeah.
audience
Just
reaction.
like, oh,
Yeah. It's like, oh, yay, he saved her.
it's like your typical like superhero saves the kid in the middle of the street moment.
Right.
And of
After we
course
just saw
it's to
Superman do it in the
Alexi.
preview.
Of course, Alexi, he's trying to be superhero,
Be a
and
good dad.
he's a dad, and you just take it away from him. He's like, "Are you kidding me?"
And then his daughter just walks into the void anyways.
Yeah.
Right after that, too.
It's like, damn, I
So-
can't get anything right.
Rough day for Alexi.
All right, back to your question.
I'd
Oh. What?
I'd rank
Yeah.
this probably A or B tier if we're talking like if there's S tier.
What is your S tier?
S tier is probably Guardians of the Galaxy, Endgame, Spider-Man, the good ones.
Okay. Nice. I respect. What about you?
Well, let's see. Vision's my favorite character. So any movie that's got Vision in it.
Even the one
Including-
where he gets zapped out by Thanos?
Yeah.
Boom!
I mean, the importance of him coming from, so was that the Second Avengers or what
Age
was
of
the
Ultron.
Age of Ultron? Yeah, showing his importance in the whole storyline, and then giving the Soul Stone and all that stuff. So that whole arc is that's pretty high up on my list. So I would put this movie probably just shy of that.
Okay.
As far as a movie that's probably going to be a standalone, it did pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you think when
right,
this
right
event...
below Inhumans.
What?
Right below Inhumans.
Okay, the
As
TV show that failed?
Or no, not Inhumans. What's the other one?
Internals.
The
Eternals.
Eternals, yeah. Right
Which I
below
never saw.
Eternals. See, it's so good that I forgot the title of it.
Yeah, Eternals is so good. I actually kind of like Eternals. I feel like it had potential. But, anyways. There is a really cool theory. The last thing I want to say. There is a really cool theory I saw on TikTok. I forget who said it. But I'm sure you can probably find it. The Infinity Stones aren't gone. At least the energy that was inside them is not gone. And each Infinity Stone was just like the capsule that held the energy of and the power and stuff of these stones. And now that energy is like inside people. So like Loki has the time stone inside of him. That's why he's like able to hold the timelines together. And like Wanda has the red one. The Mind Stone?
Soul?
No.
That would make sense. I mean, she can put thoughts into people's minds.
Yeah. So this guy was like going through like, oh, who gained these powers after like Endgame? And like, yeah, Loki always had powers, but like now he's got like extra powers and they're green and Wanda's got the red powers and so yeah, it's a cool theory. That like each one of these stones is now going to be a person instead of a stone.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, one thing from the comics that I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get to in this series is the two guys that get together, get their big brains together to make the void go away was Doctor Strange and Reed Richards.
Oh.
So are we going to get a Doctor Strange and Reed Richards team up?
I feel like he just needs to have a good psychologist.
A different Doctor Strange. You don't need a brain surgeon. you need a psychologist.
That's a team up I'd like to see. Doctor Strange and Reed. What I really want is for there to be some kind of Steve Rogers Human Torch interaction, but I think we're past that.
I'd like to see Reed Richards and Tony go head to head. But it probably won't happen.
How convenient to write off Iron Man and then bring in Reed Richards, who is the smartest guy.
Right.
And now we can't see Iron Man get brain pushed into the ground by a bigger brain. Anyway, tune in to July, when Fantastic Four comes out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do an episode on that.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And until then, I will be clobbering and shields upping in Marvel Rivals.
And tune in when I force Dad to do an Alexi and Yelena cosplay with me.
Whoa. Who do I get to be?
I think she's calling me
Black
fat.
Widow.
But she's dead.
Body shaming me.
Yeah, just don't show up.
Oh, Danny.
I don't know if I could maintain a Russian accent as long as he did. And where are the Russians upset with the fact that we cast non-Russians to play the two Russian parts? All right, so anything else on the Thunderbolts before we call it an episode?
Not for me.
Nope.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us then. Make sure you guys out there listening, if you've seen the movie, let us know your thoughts. Find us on the socials or hit us up on our email, podcast@familygear.com. And tell us where it ranks on your listing of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So hit us up. Go check out the YouTube channel. See what's going on there. Stay tuned for more episodes coming up. And until next time, peace out.
Peace out
And
geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.